How's everybody doing? My name is Kurt Friedrich, and welcome to episode 25. That's right, we are now 25 episodes into our TNT Stocks video. We will be closing out the year 2026. Today's actual date is September 14th, 2025, and the simulated date is January 4th of 2027. The week kind of started off a little rocky, then it started looking good, and then kind of moved in the wrong direction on Friday. So kind of up and down, but we did hold strong. So I'm not going to say there's a lot to talk about in this video, but we do have some negatives and some positives to take away. So let's go ahead and jump into the criteria and disclaimer, and then get into the slides. All right, criteria. So we do one video per week. We'll simulate 1 month. I will create videos when available at home, not while traveling on Army Reserve duty or vacations. Any week with a missed video will not be considered a simulated month. Each video will simulate loading $100 to the TNT Stocks account. All stocks bought or sold in the simulation are actual companies with their actual end-of-week closing stock prices. Stocks can be sold between episodes. This month we bought 3 stocks at the price range of $5 to $70. So let us see what $100 per video would look like over time. Disclaimer, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. I am not qualified or certified to give professional investment advice. Day trading has high risks involved. Any gain or loss is at a personal risk. Past performances do not guarantee success in future stock purchases. It is highly recommended that you do your own due diligence when it comes to deciding which stock you will purchase. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start jumping into our portfolio. So here we have our portfolio that has grown again. As always, I split our portfolio into 2 different slides because it's so large that, well, I shouldn't say large. I think when I say that term, I'm speaking in a high dollar number. And that is relative to the person who is investing in listening. So I'll say that it's large enough to where if I try to fit it all onto one slide, it's going to shrink down and be hard for you all to see the numbers that I'm displaying. So here are what we're seeing here are the top 19 stocks that we have in our portfolio. So we'll make our way from the top and work our way down. With the highlighted line items. So in red, that is our highest money loser. Still holding that unwanted prestige is SBEV with a negative $35 and negative 72%. Close second, you see above it is AGL. Excuse me, not a whole lot of movement with these 2 stocks. Over the past week, not a whole lot of recovery, pretty much still staying the same. And as I've said in previous videos, I purchased these during an old strategy that I was using, and they dove down so far that where they kind of are below any type of selling threshold that we would have. So I'm waiting for them to rise above $2. And then at that point in time, we'll probably go ahead and cut sling load and let them go as they are. So moving on, you see what we did sell on this slide here is WETO, Webus International Limited. We sold them 17 shares at $2.28 and had an overall loss of $10.54. And I want to highlight this is negative 21%. So this is one of the ones that just, again, if we did under my new strategy, I would have not let it go this far down, and it just really hasn't been coming back, and it just finally hit a point to where, okay, we're going to go ahead and let this one go, and that's exactly what we did. We let it go and took our loss. Moving down, you see highlighted green, METC continues to be our top money maker. I hope you all did purchase some of this around the time that I did showed it in that episode back in early July. Right now, if we were to sold it at closing on Friday, we would have had a gain of $37. And you see overall it's been gaining up. It's over 100% since we purchased it. So really fun stock to watch over the past several episodes and see how high it is going up. Hopefully it continues to go up. I hope this is one of the stocks that you all did purchase and are seeing some profits from this one. All right, moving on to the next part of our portfolio. Here we have one of the other stocks that we did sell, Guardant Health. We sold this stock at 2 shares at $60.68 and took a hit at about $13.48. You see it came down to 10%. This one, we bought it and it just, you see we bought it basically 2 weeks ago, and since purchasing it, it just kind of kept going, and I was afraid it's going to go into one of those high negative percentages like I was showing on the last slide, and my strategy is not to let it go down that far. So went ahead and let that one go, and yeah, so it kind of is what it is. But you see here what we have bought. We bought NACO Industries Incorporated, 1 share at $39.81. Telephone and Data Systems Incorporated, 1 share at $39.22. Alliance Resource Partner LP, 3 shares at $22.76. If you take all the shares that we have in our portfolio, total is 149 shares. And if we would have sold all these at closing on Friday, it would have been a negative $27. And so yeah, the negative $27. It was actually looking a whole lot better a few days ago. As I said, the week was really moving in the right direction, and then Friday it just kind of really fell back right to where it was at the beginning of the week. I mean, I think like it was Wednesday or Thursday. I looked at it, and it was going to be almost to the positive. It was like negative $3, and then yeah, it just took a turn on the Friday. So, but I do just want to highlight that since beginning of the new strategy, if we I think it was July 18th, this number right here would be right around $50. And also we have stocks that are poised to sell, and if we sold those at their current price, we're looking at a gain in about $130. And again, that's not including the ones that are on the negative. So we do have portfolio is looking strong. While some of the numbers aren't showing it, it is looking strong. It's just some of those ones from our old strategy that are making it look rough. So we just got to continue to ride that wave until it finally hits the shore and is nothing but a distant memory for some of those that didn't pan out as well as we would have liked. All right, so that said, let's go ahead and start jumping into the graphs. And we'll start with our over-under. You see this one now, very little movement. Like I said, it went from negative $29 to negative $27. So yeah, not a whole lot of movement there. And interesting, I didn't see here. Now we're getting so many months here that the labels at the bottom are skipping months. But okay, well I guess that is what it is. How these graphs from Excel are working. I'm fine with that, so it doesn't look so cluttered. But I think you still see the point right here that since closing out December 2026, just a little bit of movement. And then moving on with our income, with the 2 stocks that we did sell, it was like about negative $25. So kind of moved this one back in the wrong direction, but we're still on the positive side, so that's a good thing. We want to stay on the positive side with our overall income. And again, like I said, we're poised to sell some stocks and really make some decent change. But of course, we want those stocks to continue to mature and grow before we sell them. Moving on, our take home stays the same. That's basically, take home is always going to move up. It's either going to be flat or it's going to move up because this one is always, when we sell a stock that has a positive amount, we take home half of it. So this one since we didn't sell anything that had a positive amount, it didn't move any. So yeah, stayed flat, stayed the same. Here's what we have invested. Basically, this is if we took all the shares that we have. It was 148, I believe it was. Um, Actually, that's after removing the stocks that we did sell. So we'll see that number on the last slide. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But we take those shares and what we purchased them at. Here's what we have invested in. Looking at my numbers, it actually took a little bit of a dive down to $2,000.50. And what we have invested overall, this one is another one that should always be moving up. The only time that I can see where it moves in the wrong direction is if some of our stocks just take a really massive hit and the stock market is crashing. So yeah, this one should always be moving up. And what I have on this one now is in our portfolio altogether. So this is what we have invested altogether is $2,457. So that is going into January. So we should be our line should be $2,500. So yeah, we're a little bit under it, but you know, like I said, we got some stocks that can really start improving as we go forward, and also with the new strategy that is looking promising. All right, moving on. This is my the combined one over under, or nickname it. I nickname it the spaghetti graph. This is a combination of over under income and take home. You see, a few episodes ago, they were all right there with almost line with each other, which is really what we want. Of course, over under took a big dive. Income is taking a little bit of dive, but hey, you know, the next episode, maybe they're all moving up in the right direction, which is what we want to see. And then our combined, this one, I've always said this should pretty much remain parallel, but as you see, as time is unfolding, and we're seeing what is happening, the invested amount is kind of zigzagging a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see if it does eventually start going more parallel with the total amount in the portfolio. But either way, over time, the invested amount should also be moving up in the right direction. And then finally, here is, oh, wow, seeing now this on the big screen. This is our portfolio altogether after we removed the stocks that we did sell. And as you see, it is even getting pretty big, which is really what we want. When you're investing, in my opinion only, based off of many things that I have read, that when you want a diversified portfolio, you don't want everything purchased into, say, just pick one, XGN. You don't want everything held up in XGN. Well, in our case, it would be pretty good. It's up 30 to 40%. But you know, what if you put everything in CRK? That's now down 33%. So you really want to diversify your portfolio. I don't want to make this slide two different slides, but it's looking like I may have to. We'll just see how it looks on the next episode. But anyhow, that's all I got for this one. Like I said at the top of the show, it was kind of a rocky week, a little bit up and down, but not really a whole lot to report in this video. But nonetheless, as always, I hope you did get something worthwhile out of these videos. I hope it does help you with your day trading process. So with that being said, good stock hunting. Don't forget to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. All of the above. Until the next episode, take it easy.